It always gets us every time. What is going on, folks? It's Friday night, 7:30. You know what that means. It is time for the Panhandle Fishing Report. I'm your host, Mike Smith with Smitty Surf Fishing, and with me always, my co-host is...
Going on, everybody? It's Demo from Finding Demo Surf Fishing. Welcome to Friday, the weekend, and it is shaping up to be a monster. Man. Absolutely going to be a great weekend. You picked a good time to follow in on the show.
Absolutely. Offshore, inshore, everything, man. It is going to be awesome. What is up, Mr. Blaine Roberts?
Drinking
Gangsters.
Coffee. Love it.
Too strong. Drinking some coffee. Nice.
Nothing wrong with some good coffee.
No. As you guys can see, both Brian and I are in new digs. I sold the mobile studio this week, so I am broadcasting from one of our extra bedrooms.
Which is so glorious.
Mm-hmm. What is up, Chris?
And I am broadcasting from Orlando, Florida this week. I'm down here with my family, and I'm getting ready to go fish in the surf fishing challenge hosted down here in that area. So we get new stuff.
Put on by was it Roy Matson, right?
Roy. Yep.
Roy's tournament. This is I want to say, like, was it 20-some years he's done this? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
23?
But I gotta admit that, and I hate to say this, but let's be honest. When you get into a tournament, the swag is always cool, right?
Yes.
I have loved the swag came out of there last year. The 5-gallon bucket with a rope handle was chock full of good stuff. But all the other vendors that were there, it's where I got that metal Pompano, lots of cool stuff. And I will make sure that I go live a couple times through there and get some stuff. Thanks, Blaine. Yeah, gotta love the old sword. Finally got one. Broke down. You know, I adulted and I bought one now finally.
We saw them at Emerald Coast this weekend at our event. That was not our event, the event we were at. Sorry, that's Emerald Coast Customer Appreciation Sale. Yep. Brian and I were live there a couple times. Hopefully you guys caught those. But a lot of good deals, a lot of sales going on. Walked out with a bag full of stuff, as did Brian. I think everybody who came down there walked out with something.
Yeah, that was a good event. I mean, they did a good job with it. They had some decent prices on a lot of good stuff, but meeting everyone was the best part. A lot of fun having conversations back and forth. Ooh, excuse me. Dinner. Oh,
right, man.
Yeah.
It's a little later over there. Usually we're like wrapping up the show by this time.
Yeah, I'm not used to the time change thing.
So what, you got water tonight? Is that what you're drinking?
Yeah, I didn't want to raid my mom's liquor cabinet and bring back memories of high school.
And just filling it back up with water, right? Yeah. They'll never know the difference.
They'll never know.
As we're gotten older, like, you better not water down my shit.
I swear, if this color changes, we're gonna have the
word to God.
Yeah, anybody had that yet? Or come on, go ahead. Tell me your good story from your high school days. Go ahead. Tell me you didn't do that by telling me you did that.
No, I can't. I definitely did that.
Oh,
more times than I care to admit. But anyway, good week of fishing, like everywhere. Offshore was hot, inshore was hot. The beach is finally lit up here along the Panhandle from Mexico Beach all the way to Fort Pickens, Perdido, Orange Beach. Everybody is starting to catch fish, and it's wonderful.
And it was the weirdest thing too, where it exploded yesterday during a neap tide.
Mm-hmm.
And that, again, I'm a big fan of saying the tides don't overly matter in our area, but that's just me. But that right there, a lot of people talk about neap tides, full moon. It was kind of like the perfect things that kind of say, no, this isn't the time for catching. And it was just lightning fishing. It was awesome. My dad
absolutely
found out and got the sorriest beer ever brewed. Natty Light? That's deployment, or that's Yuma beer right there.
That's nothing wrong with a good natty every now and then. So cheap beer story. Recently, as a matter of fact, I came home last weekend, I think it was Saturday, Sunday, with a case of Miller 64. I don't know if anybody's ever had Miller 64 or not, but I see Bill in the green room getting excited. The Class 6 had Miller. The Class 6 is the liquor store on base on any military installation. $10 a case.
Oh, sold.
I couldn't beat, and that's like what I call a sore Peter, man. You just can't beat it. Yeah. I mean, it is great. It's for $10, a case of Miller 64, and it's not bad. I mean, it tastes like Busch Light, a little water beer, but yeah, it's great when you're cleaning the boat up or cleaning up the gear or whatever. It's not a bad beer.
MGD, all genuine draft. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So right there.
So hopefully they still got it on sale. Go down there, get you a case or two if you're military and got an ID card. There was a couple of us that were buying it. And we're like, well, what's the worst? You just give it to your guests when they come over or something,
But on the same note, I gotta say, when it gets to like cheap beer and you get to that low side, when we're in our 20s, it's all good because you'll recover no problem from the hangover. But nowadays, cheap beer,
absolutely,
it's gonna hurt. So just thinking about that's like kind of.
As we're sitting, I know we're sitting here. My phone's blowing up, so I got to look and see what's happening.
Oh, we both got a text from Rob.
Yeah, that's what it was. A group test. So Rob Foster, where we at? Rogue Reels. Fishing, great hat. I got great rigs he makes. Our other buddy, Mr. Brian Curlett, took a trip up to see him, and they got on some monster big uglies.
Was that 60 pound? I gotta relook at my notes on that one. That was a big damn fish. You got that in your reel tonight?
I don't, unless he.
I will get.
Oh my gosh, some of these pictures I don't know are on Facebook though. That's a monster fish.
Yeah,
I do have a story though about a unique black drum that was caught in Texas. Okay. That we'll get when we go over the scroll.
Okay.
But it was that was pretty exciting. So you've been in Orlando. Have you gotten out and got any fishing done since you've been down there yet?
No, I unfortunately had to do yard work today, but tomorrow is the day I'm going out. I do plan on getting up in the morning, taking a look. Actually, after the show's over, I will be going to Fishing Points. They just changed something in the app, which shocked me. You can now check a couple days ahead if you watch an ad.
Okay.
Which is fine with me. I don't care.
I think mine's coming up for renewal. I bought it was like $25 for the year, I think is what it was, or something.
My bad.
That.
It wasn't Fishing Points. Naughty Tide is now doing. Okay. You can do you can do the adjustment there, and you can see it all. So yeah, I've been tracking on some stuff. We got a lot of tidal swing here. Our tides are running right now at 9 and 3. So I've got the alternating time, which I can play with tonight during the live, which is hilarious because I saw it. The code was number 4 for hot bite at 8 o'clock. I was like, I was checking out everybody's reports here on the East Coast up and down. Looks like a lot of whiting were caught, not a lot of pompano. Yeah. So I have a feeling that tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit better. I got to relook at it, and I'll probably end up out at Canaveral. So if anybody, if you're on the East Coast seeing this, East Coast of Florida, I promise you'll see my flag from the road because I plan on being that guy to have the Air Force MPs come say, "Hey, bro."
Yeah. You're all good. They won't mess with you.
No, I love them every time they come and talk to me. I'm like, "What's up? How you doing?"
So this happened last year too when you went down there for that tournament, and we were reminded of that by our buddy Tony. The pompano bite here just exploded, and you went down south to South Florida to fish the tournament last year as well.
Yep. I almost feel like it's a cruel joke now. Like I have to leave this time of year just to make sure that the bite kicks up, and it was heartbreaking. Going back and looking at everybody posting, hey, look at these 5 pompano. Look, the people are doing the star pictures, all these other ones. Why? What did I do? But it's okay. You guys got rained out today, so I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, that's true. And weather next week's not looking that great anyway. We'll pull this down. Let me bring. I had it up on the other computer and it didn't go like I wanted it to. So we'll bring this up real quick. Do our 10-day outlook real fast.
Mr.
Come on.
Corey, any got any Pompano reports? Yes, we've had lots of Pompano reports. We'll get to that shortly. We're going to go through the weather real quick. And oh no, Blaine. No, you are not allowed to back out from that trip. All of us are rooting for you on that trip. We want to see what happens. I don't know if that's
absolutely. Yeah, you can't. That's his fishing trip. Where's our? Oh, here we go. Bring those down.
I'd go with
Let's
you.
do a share screen real quick.
And if he's watching, what's up, Thunder?
Yeah, so here we go. The storm that came through the day was brutal, but there were some folks that got out and fished it. Tomorrow looks like high 71. Got a northwest wind at 11. That's not going to be bad. I plan on hitting the beach early in the morning, just for a couple hours. And then Sunday, the same thing. Northeast at 11. Not bad, but still high 73, low 47. But then next week, I mean, it's not looking that bad. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, showers.
Clarity's going to get jacked up.
Yeah.
Water temperature should still increase, so the Pompano bite should start looking really good. And I'll bet you money we start seeing more Spanish.
So there are catching Spanish. I know we had Beach Buzz pick up one short, but the piers are reporting Spanish being caught. Okaloosa Pier and the Navarre Pier today was Spanish. Is the only thing that was reported caught. So man, that's awesome. That's like the first one that shows up, and then Pompano, everything else are going to show up in numbers. Kings. I mean, things are about to get.
We'll get back to our happy normal fishing days where we're finally not on the catfish weird skunk. So speaking of catfish, I called Justin today to check in. We were talking about something beforehand. He went out and got on the cats again. And sure enough, he said it was just, they were doing the same weird thing. They were head shaking. They were running parallel to the beach. They weren't being lazy.
Really?
They were still fighting feisty. He got on. He's like, what the hell? Every time he pulled in, they're like, you got to be kidding me. Huh. They have been weird this year, man.
Yeah. Not just your normal bite and pretty much lay there and die on the hook, as you drag them in. That's nuts.
No, it is. I mean, granted, it's kind of fun. The couple that I've caught with the drag screaming, it's like, ooh, you wasted the good surprise on you.
Yeah.
But,
crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So, question this week, since you're talking catfish there, what is everybody's, I'd say, number one fish to catch?
Now, I saw the question and I should have texted you, but I was going to ask.
Yeah.
For the fight or for feed?
I'd say it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because you're going to target a particular fish for whether it fights or eats well. Okay. You know what I mean? Like that's your number one fish that you're going to go after. And the reason being would be to eat it or because, the fight is so good.
I think Pompano is going to be the common denominator here, but
you think so?
I think a lot of
more
pomp.
More surf fishermen that are watching that are gonna they're gonna say Pompano. Mahi.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, Bill. Yep. Bill in for the redfish. Okay. Flounder second, triple tail third, Pompano fourth. Okay, cool.
Okay. Mahi, redfish. Yeah. I'm thinking regardless whether you're an inshore or a surf fisherman, a redfish is sheephead.
Sheepies. Nice one. Okay.
Nice sheephead's a good Pompano. Yeah.
There we go with the Pompey. Okay. All right.
So what got it so far?
What about you, Mike? What's yours? Mine hasn't been listed yet, so
I'll say I enjoy, and I think Brad's going to talk about it later. New guy Brad, we'll call him for our offshore report. Amberjack.
Wow.
You are going to catch one, maybe two of those bad boys, and then you are done. You are just worn out because they are straight. I mean, they fight like a monster. I mean, I'd have to say Amberjack would be my favorite fish to catch.
I've never caught one, so I wouldn't know yet on that one.
We'll have
All
to
right.
change that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm totally down for that. I'm going to be the weird one. I'm going bluefish.
Hmm.
I do love a good fighting bluefish, and I love eating them things. They are delicious.
Yeah.
Red, black, tip, spinner, and tarpon. Oh,
Salt
last one.
squatch.
The
Amberjack will
squatch.
smoke you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will. They are without a doubt a powerful fish. But I gotta say, redfish would be right in there because even a small red is a good fight. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
even yeah, and they don't. They're not like a black drum where they'll hit and give you one, maybe two good runs and then die out. I mean, they're gonna fight you all the way to the beach.
Yep. Yeah, Blaine on the spoon. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way I catch them, and that's thanks to Mike. Mike's the one that showed me the way with catching blues that way. We went. I mean, hell, I'll say the name. We posted about it anyway. We were at Princess Beach. Sun was just coming up. Mike was throwing a spoon before a charter, and he's like, "Here, try this." I was like, all right, what the hell? I'll just next, I was like, "This is awesome." We were getting right at it. It was like every cast. It was just nuts. Am I ready for Daytona next week? Yes, Robert Green. I am ready for Daytona. I am going seeking for some spots at probably tomorrow. I need to get an idea where I'm going to fish. I need to pick 3 because the tidal shift down here and the color down here will change overnight in a heartbeat due to the constant moving water. Triple tail for food. Okay. Never had that.
That's one fish I haven't caught. I haven't caught a triple tail. I'll have to go hit. I heard they hang around like your buoy channel markers, things like that, hanging around there.
15 to 18 pound blue would get your blood. Yeah. Oh, underrated
in the surf.
The Jacks. Good call.
Yeah. So that's another good one. Jack Crevalle in the surf, man. That's a fighting fish too.
I've heard that they do not give up easy. They just right to the very end, they will beat you down.
Well, I don't know if you saw. You ever see Jarvis Williams' video of the monster he caught? 850.
Friggin' Jarvis.
It's 850 outdoors. 850 fishing, and he's outdoor. Yeah, he walked one. It seemed like a half a mile down the beach, chasing that thing, just playing it and bringing it in. It was nuts.
Good evening to you, Cheyenne.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good video. And Jarvis is a hell of an angler. If you guys haven't taken a look at his channel, when it comes to tournament season and Jarvis is in the game, that there's normally a few little because everyone knows Jarvis is good. So, but he's got a lot of great info out there with fishing and hunting. Very, very.
Yes, he does.
Totally awesome to talk to.
He's one of those outdoorsmen that whatever the season is, that's where he's at. And he posted the new video. He got his first Pompano of the season because he's back out on the beach. Hunting's done, so now he's back out on the beach. And man, he's a force to be reckoned with when it comes to tournaments around here.
He's a gentle giant of fun, man. Talking with him, totally always a blast to talk to Jarvis. It really is. He's just such a personable person and just fun to be around. So
yep, absolutely.
How to go with that? All right. So we got the question. We've got some good ones in here. Blues. We got the Jacks. Pompies, Triple Tail, AJs.
I think based on comment, I think redfish takes it.
I would say so. I think the red is the common denominator.
Whiting on a runt rod. That's a good one too. That's a good fight. That was Jack put that one in there.
Oh, I didn't see it. They hadn't come up in my screen yet.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. I believe Jarvis caught 13 pomps last night. Damn.
Yesterday, before this front rolled through, was the day to be fishing. Specifically from the beach, Jack and I ran out in the morning. We went and tried to hit some public numbers just off the beach there at Fort Pickens. Picked up some bait fish, basically. We didn't really get into it. We didn't stay out there too long. Ran back into the bay, hit a couple of the spots. Ended up on a good white trout bite and got some white trout in the boat. But and then I started seeing reports in the afternoon from everyone that was on the beach. All the offshore reports started rolling in because it was just a beautiful day out there, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was fun to get the text from Matt and seeing all the stuff that him and Bray were getting. They got on it down there. So, and it's funny. Speaking of that, from the beach side, I will say this. So Matt was down at Pickens, I believe.
Pickens, I think. Yeah.
So he was at Pickens. We had another set of friends down at Marine Park, and Justin was at Opal.
Yeah.
And Justin was only catching cats, but the other 2 zones were catching palms. So it's like that little separation just really it made for an interesting day. But
I was trying to see where Jarvis was at based on his video. I think he was in Navarre.
It wouldn't shock me. He's
at one of the local, because he's from Milton. I think he just runs 87 down, and so seeing the pumps caught, and now hearing he probably got 13. That's a pretty good day, pretty good evening.
Go ahead and check off the old spring run for you there. 10 triggers, scamp, snapper, and a beast of an AJ caught offshore yesterday.
Nice. You can only keep one of those triggers, right? Not just kidding. Yeah. He's in Alabama though, so I don't know what the Alabama limit is.
Yeah, Blake. Where were you? Oh, he's there. Never mind. Yeah, he's right on that fun line to play both ones. It was funny. I was talking with him. He was talking about some of his scouting, and then I got a report from the national NPS showing that the places he was just scouting were shut down. I was like, hey, did you see this? He's like, well, that was a great trip.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I know you did, buddy. I'm just messing with you. So let's do this. Let's bring this down, and let's go ahead and get to our offshore report. We're going to bring on our new guy, Brad Pope. Brad, welcome, buddy.
New guy, Brad.
Guys. Appreciate it. How y'all doing?
Welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
I think I made you a banner. Let's see. Let's pull it up. New guy, Brad. There we go.
New guy, Brad. That works.
That's what we'll do with it. So that's what we have a message group with all of us that are in there, and all the other contributors were like, "Okay, that's your name now, New guy, Brad." So that's what we'll put it up there. But in actuality, go ahead and introduce yourself, Brad.
Yep.
And tell everybody.
Appreciate it. I'm Brad Pope. I've decked for last 4.5 going on 5 years with my a good buddy Scotty Jardine on for Fish Time Fishing Charters. Thousands of hours in the water, and just glad to get out there every chance I can, man. Dang, that's the goal. If I'm not offshore, I was able to. The weather was bad. I hid 3 different nights inshore and caught some reds earlier this week, and then got to get out yesterday. So I was real happy about that. Yeah. But the snappers are still biting. Y'all be glad to know that they're there for y'all. But the Amberjacks, they've been really hot in state waters. I didn't get a chance to comment. Amberjacks my favorite by far, just because man versus beast. I mean, all my buddies that come down, they think they're prepared, and I'm mentally trying to tell them about this fight they're about to experience, and the shock on all their faces after the first one they hang into. I mean, it's worth the price of admission. But yeah, we caught some nice AJs yesterday, and the snappers are real thick. You have to weed through the snappers. You can still get to what you want. We still manage our triggers, and we still managed a few mingos and a few mangroves. But yeah, fun catching the other fish in between. You're glad,
I bet. So this is I'm gonna show you the picture. I don't know if you can see them, but we're showing the pictures from yesterday's trip.
Yes, sir.
That's a serious AJ.
That was the first bait of the day. Yeah, that one barely made it. I was just happy to get a keeper trigger in the box.
There you go.
I was glad to see one that wasn't 14 3/4 inches as well. I was glad. She was like, I've caught every 14 3/4 inch trigger in the Gulf of Mexico in the last few months.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's another setup, another nice.
Yeah. And we caught several in between. I just sent a few over. Yeah, that's one of my buddies. He got in. That was nice. After he had about 6 or 7 whoop his tail before he figured it out. And I was being nice and retying hooks for him.
Yeah, of course. And then another nice trigger. So y'all just using straight like a Carolina bottom rig, or?
Oh, we'll mix it up. The AJs, I knew the AJs were there, and he was in from out of town, so I wanted to put him on the fight. I'll throw a live pinfish on a Carolina rig, and a lot of times, I wasn't targeting AJs yesterday. If I'm specifically targeting AJs and it's AJ season, I'll go with a lot longer leader. It tends to help. Even anywhere between 8 and 12 foot, leader thing. But sometimes that's the difference between getting them to bite. And then chicken rigs on the bottom for mingos and mangroves. If, like I said, if you can get through the red snappers, it was a grind. I bet we went 15 plus reefs yesterday, Rex, and natural bottoms and everything, and they were loaded. Everyone was just loaded down with red snapper.
Wow.
And it doesn't matter if you were close, because a lot of times if we're in, say, closer reefs and all in the state waters, 45, 60 foot, and it's a lot of snappers, we'll run to a little bit of deeper water and you mix it up. Sometimes, the triggers will be out deeper or vice versa. You'll be in small snappers, shallow,
Right.
you run out deeper and you get, and another thing too, like I know a lot of people, they'll go out there and drop a bait and just drop it on the bottom every time. Well, those fish live in different parts of the column. If I'm targeting triggers, I'm starting usually mid column, looking on my plot chart, looking on the fish finder for marks mid column. But I see that as a real common mistake. I always try, and just in case, like I said, a big king, smoker king or something comes by, I always make sure I've got a free line out the back. Just so any pelagic comes by, I have an opportunity. I'm not going to catch him 100 foot deep on a piece of cut bait on the bottom. So those are my three keys. Whatever I'm going to be fishing with, but I always make sure I have a free line and a pitch jig, because like y'all were talking about earlier, those mahi come by, you get 1 second, or a cobia comes up, you don't have a free line ready, you can throw a bait on, he's gone. You never get a shot at him. But yeah, favorite eating is probably wahoo too, by the way. That's a fun one to catch too. Wahoos are great, but amberjacks are my favorite by far. We have people on the boat all the time. They'll ask us, that comes up, can we keep it? And I'll tell them, no, it's not seasoned and he's not big enough. What do you mean he's not big enough? I'm like, that fish needs another foot before he's legal size. Like, you're not even close yet. But,
baby.
It's funny you bring up so the first thing I do when I pull up is start looking at the sounder, and I just zigzag across the spot looking to see. And I think that's the part that drives my son crazy, because he wants to get there and drop a bait and start fishing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, we got to see, because you're just not going to drop it straight to the bottom. There's a lot more that goes into it than just drop your bait down there and hope something eats it.
And I'll start everybody different. Like yesterday, we were fishing, live shrimp, squid, cut bonita, and, live pinfish. And I had a few leftover bullets and stuff I had took with me. But I'll try, if one thing's not working, one day they might eat bonita like crazy and you can't keep a fish on a hook. The next day you go out there, you might not catch one on cut bait, and they only want live bait. But in different size, live baits kind of match what you're targeting. If I catch a ruby red lip, one of my buddies yesterday, he got kind of down. More bait fish. I'm going, them bait fish are going to pay off in about 2 hours. We stopped by this other spot. I know this hole's big. And sure enough, as soon as I dropped a ruby down, hang on, and ran right out of his life. Yeah.
Do you find once you catch rubies at a certain spot that's pretty much all you're going to get?
No.
In that spot? No? You end up with a mixture?
No, I don't stay exactly on that spot on the wreck.
Right.
I'll bump forward 10 foot, move around, go to the front of the wreck, go to the sides, different fish. There might be one species holding on the backside in a nook somewhere, but you bump forward and you might find a pile of mangroves. I've done it, multiple times, but it's switching it up. It's like any other fish. It's figuring out that day what they're picky and what they want and what they want to eat, but I'll throw a book at them. I'll throw anything at them if I think they'll bite it. I don't care. I just try to get a fish on.
There you go.
And it's fishing. Some days, the bite's usually hot, but some days, we've been out catching hardheads 8 miles offshore going, what is going on? I swear. Done it multiple times. I've got pictures. Only happens very rarely. Every once in a while, I'm going, you're lost, buddy. You belong back in there. Get out from out here.
Somebody brought a banana. That's what it was. Somebody brought a banana on board.
I always blame it. If that's not the case, then I'll ask them if they ate one for breakfast, because they love to give them out at local hotels for breakfast. And then I'll tell them they got to throw up before we leave the dock. I don't feel comfortable with it on the boat with me.
That's our boat.
Another thing too, like in the summertime, because like y'all talk about, everybody's waiting for it to heat up and the water temperature hit that magic number and everything else. And I know it'll get right there. That front will hit. It'll drop it back down. It's a big tease for about 3 weeks, and then we get out of that last front. But I don't care if a grass mat's the size of a kiddie pool. If you are out there, especially past June, July, August, September, the mahi really move in. But I'll send you over a picture. It was a year and a half, 2 years ago. We were with a kid on a boat, and we had a real strong south wind, and it moved in some grass mats. And we saw a little grass mat, stopped on it, pitched a free line with a pinfish, and caught a 15.2 pound triple tail. So, wow. And it's a 15-pound triple tail this far. Yeah. That's. Or not being over in Alabama, they catch them nice over in Alabama too. That was a stud. Yeah, it was a 14-year-old kid.
So he He was ecstatic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had a good day. I was ecstatic for them.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I jump in a picture with somebody else's fish. I had to get in on that one because only thing that would have been better, he'd have gave me a fillet.
So Cheyenne jumped on with a good comment. She's like, "Let me come. I'll cook for y'all." And it's just, and she's dangerous. I'd be like, "Yeah, that's fine. Get on."
Yeah.
Jeff tells me you're gonna cook. Oh yeah, we're good.
Absolutely. But
yeah, she's got some awesome stuff. Her stuff she posts are just gourmet looking. You're like, come on, that's just making me hungry.
Yeah. That's why I love. My wife makes some of the best amberjack that ever. That's the reason. The reason I tell her, no offense, honey, I love you, and there's a lot of other reasons, but it didn't hurt. For sure. But
that's awesome. So, busy week this past week. I'm sure the weather. We're gonna have some strong south winds coming in.
Yeah.
Looks like starting Tuesday, probably Monday night into Tuesday. What do you suggest for offshore?
Sunday's probably going to be one of the only days this week. Everything so far is 3 to 4, building 4 to 5, plus then up to 5 to 7. I saw even one day. You get that strong east flow for a day or so, and it just stacks, and then it has to calm back down. But I'm gonna shoot for trying to get out Sunday, and I'll hide any other time, either on the inshore and the beach, and anytime I can grab one of the kids and go down and hit the surf, even just to get a line in. But this week looks pretty rough for the offshore.
It does. I think it's gonna be rough beach fishing too, with that strong south wind coming in. But you never know. Stirring it up a bit, and the weatherman could be wrong too. I mean, even got a 50-50 shot. So
yeah. Only job you can be wrong all the time and keep it.
Right, exactly.
That's the good thing about. I know where we live specifically. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to go fishing, you can still find some land to nook you in from that wind, and you can still usually get a line in the water. Now, like I said, if you're on your best catfish hole or something, that's up to you. You might not be where you want to fish, but if you want to fish, unless it's just horrible, you can usually, find a spot to sneak into anyhow. But yeah, like I said, anytime you can get a line in the water. Another thing, those AJs too, they'll hit. When I cut, a lot of times when I cut bait my bonita, I'll leave the fish whole and I'll just cut it out in grids and then fillet it off. That big old tail section, I'll take that tail and cut a slit in it and drop that tail down mid column. Hang on tight.
Really?
Yeah, you catch some big amberjacks like that too. That's one of my favorite baits.
I think I might have a couple of them in the freezer that I have.
Lucky you. You don't know what you got. They're special right now.
Yeah.
Anybody looking for bonita offshore too? Most likely right now, they're not really much surface act. We have not seen much surface action at all. Mostly trolling, catching them on trolls. And I got lucky the other day and I saw a few pop behind the boat, and we need them bad right now. I've always got a jig on as soon as I threw out bonita on. Got some more bait, some fresh bait. But those are kind of the two ways, unless you go buying, I think $7 a pound at the store now or so. So bonita's get expensive. Yes, sir.
That's every. I was talking to a guy yesterday who does menus and stuff for the local area, and does all the printing and stuff. And he was saying that a lot of the seafood restaurants now, they're not even putting prices on there. It's just market value, because they can't predict it, and things are going so high that if they put $20 for a plate, that plate's going to end up being probably $30.
Yep, and then they lose their butt when the market fluctuates on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so glad we can catch fish then.
Hey, man. Hey, when the pandemic, they were buying all the toilet paper. My wife asked what about if they do that with the food? I laughed. So as long as we got a fishing pole, we might be high protein diet, like I said, but we're going to eat either way. Yeah.
There you go.
Bruce just put on there, I want to fish with this guy. So how do the people get to go fishing with you, new guy Brad?
The link is fishtime.net. That's the link to everything. And then the actual company is Fishtime Fishing Charters. And we have a blast, man. Whatever your music genre and you're into, we like it all. And we turn it on. And when you come on the boat with us, it's like you're out with your buddies fishing on a Saturday. There's no creeping over this or afraid to touch that because I might knock it over. Relax, have a good time, and let's just go have a good day.
Awesome. Now, where do you guys go out of? Is this out of Pensacola, or is this out of Destin, Fort Walton Beach?
We primarily go out of Pensacola Pass. We prefer over there. A little less traffic. I mean, we do several we do a lot out of Destin throughout the year. It's mix and match. I don't like the pass over there as much. It's insane. But Pensacola primarily we do over to Destin, and then every once in a while we'll do Perdido, and then everything too. We do near shore and inshore. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, that's good stuff, man. We appreciate you coming on, and we're going to have you back definitely.
Well, appreciate y'all having me for sure. Dang, I've been watching y'all. It looked like a fun show. I'm glad y'all let me get in on it and be a part of it for sure.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
awesome, man. We appreciate
some downtime. Call me. We'll go fishing.
Oh,
there you go.
Tease me.
All right.
See you later, buddy.
All right. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like him. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. That was awesome. He's definitely on the fish out there.
Yep.
And have a good time. So, I'm interested now with our next guest coming on, Captain Bill, because he's been talking about a rig he likes to use and has been using. So hopefully he's going to demo that for us tonight. Let's go ahead and bring him on.
Come on, Captain Bill from E6 Inshore Fishing Adventures.
What's going on, fellas? The suspense is killing you, I can tell.
It is.
I'm not the screen for my own prettiness because it ain't pretty. So show me this thing. Come on, you're killing me.
All right. Well, since I'm being pressured into it, I had an old man a long time ago show me a deal. He said, "Do you have a topwater rig?" And I said, "Yeah." So he showed me. He said, "Take the back hook off." I don't know if y'all can catch that out. Take the back hook off. Put you a little leader on there, and then you put you a little jig on there. I got these for trout. Trout love these things. Redfish will eat them. You can also put a regular jig on it, or even a smaller jig, or a weighted hook. You can put a jerk shad on there. You can put a gulp shrimp, whatever you want to put on there. Curly tails. If you got anything with a curly tail, they love that. Right? And you just work it like a regular topwater bait. And as you're popping this along, this thing's back here doing this number, and they will eat the jig probably 9 times out of 10 before they hit this. Jeez, but you can catch 2 fish at the same time with this rig. It has happened.
That fight's got to be real then.
And I don't really know. I mean, I use 20-pound fluorocarbon leader on mine, which is basically the only leader that I ever use. Even when the fish are finicky, I might go down to 10 or 15, but I'd rather not. But 20 pounds seems to work. You don't really get too many breakoffs, but I've caught 6-pound redfish on this. I've caught some big trout on this. I've caught catfish on this. So it works. I've actually caught 2 trout at the same time. So
that's a smart setup, man. I mean, do 2 for 1 setup when you're having to play. I mean, how many times are we all out there throwing one bait?
And it doesn't, like most people, when you start talking about topwater baits, a lot of guys are like, "Oh man, it's slick calm. I want to throw a topwater bait." Because of course, watching a fish blow up on a topwater bait when it's slick calm is pretty cool. If you have a little bit of a ripple, this actually works better. If you have a little bit of a ripple.
Really?
Oh yeah. It seems like it works a whole lot better with a little bit of ripple. If you have, little ripple, not a lot, but if you have a little ripple, man, just throw this out there. It'll annihilate it.
Nice. All right.
And if you want to add a little scent to the trailer, I would probably suggest that you do that. It works out pretty good.
Okay.
And thanks, Blaine, for calling this the Bill rig. I'll give you a shout out. Now I'm famous, sort of.
You are now. I mean, that's what I'm going to call it. Anytime I'm going to tie it up now, it's game on.
Well, there's a spot in the sound we call the Dookie hole because somebody called it the Dookie hole. And
what it is. It
sticks. It is what it
is. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'll be throwing a Fight Club on there, but I'll be throwing Fight Clubs on the back end.
There you go.
Yeah.
I ran 2 trips this week. Wednesday afternoon was pretty brutal. We got away with a couple of catfish and a stingray. So everybody caught something.
Yeah.
But it was blowing. It had to be 20 miles an hour. Felt like it anyway. It was pretty brutal. And then yesterday, I ran a trip yesterday, and it was a gorgeous day. Like, and we saw I seen the biggest school or pod of dolphin I've ever seen in the sound. There must have been 30 of them in there.
I saw that video that you posted on
And
the site there.
That's just the tail end of them. I should have been recording for like 3 or 4 minutes prior to that, because they were just lit up and chasing stuff, and
wow,
it was crazy. But I found a big school of redfish, and they wouldn't eat. They actually swam right by live shrimp, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You should be eating right now." And then, so I'm like, "All right, well, I'm standing up on my platform, and I tossed out a gulp shrimp on the bottom. It hit the bottom and just took off. I'm like, all right. I set the hook and I hand the guy the rod, and he goes, "What do you want me to do with that?" I said, "Reel it in. There's a fish on there."
Yeah.
He's reeling. He's like, "There's nothing on here. There's nothing on there." I said, "Reel, just keep reeling." He cranked her about 6 more cranks, and then my rod just doubled over. He's like, "Oh my God." Yeah, it was about a 35 to 36 inch redfish. And we got him up to the boat, and he come unhooked. And I was like, "Well, ain't that something?"
Oh, man, right there at the boat. So
I mean, I didn't even get close. He wasn't even close enough to where I could net him, which is kind of sucky, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, the guys don't know really what to do with a big red. You got to keep them hemmed up, or they're going to get away from you. And,
absolutely.
So we found a little spot, and it had some rat reds in it. They caught, several rat reds in there, probably 12, I think, out of the whole day, but they were only like 13, 14 inches long. And, but it was a good day.
Yeah. Fish are in there for sure. We got a quick question on the bill rig here. It says, how long, Chip Brundage over in the Jacksonville area, tell me how long, and do you change length in deeper water? Yeah,
you can change the length in deep water. I mean, most of the time when we're around here, everything's shallow. So I only go with like a foot to 15 to 18 inches. 18 inches probably maximum around here. But if you're going, if you're fishing in 5 to 7 foot of water, you could probably go with a 2 foot, 2.5 foot leader, and it'll still work.
Nice. Another question on it is, does it helicopter when you toss it?
No.
It doesn't spin up when you sling it? Interesting.
Because at that tail end, because the lure's heavier on that side, right?
Yeah.
It's the forward motion. Makes sense.
Nice. There you go, fellas. 12 to 18 inches, up to 2 foot, depending on how deep you're fishing. I would say it'd be kind of, know where you're at, and then adjust from there.
If you want to go any longer than that, I don't know if it even casts well.
Yeah.
So
it'd be tough to cast. That's awesome. That's a great rig. I'm sure
you can use it. I mean, a popping cork, you can put a popping cork on and do the same deal, but you can put like a 3 foot leader under a popping cork. You're in deeper water, and it'll work then too. So
yeah. Chip says definitely a flounder pounder. Yeah, you probably will catch some nice flounder like that.
Yeah. I haven't caught any flounder on it, but that would be welcomed.
Especially over there in the on the East Coast there.
That would definitely be welcomed, especially some of the doormats they get over there. I would love to catch 3 or 4 of those.
So I would say, if you catch a fish using that, use the hashtag bill rig or the bill rig.
Oh, I like that.
And that way, if you use hashtag the bill rig, we'll be able to find it, and we'll be able to post pictures of your catch on here.
That'd be kind of cool.
As such, use also hashtag Panhandle Fishing Report, and we'll be able to get your photos up here too. All you got to do is tag them, and we can search them. But I'd be interested to see from around the area the pictures for the bill rig. There you go, Chip. Hashtag the bill rig.
Game on.
Heck yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to tie one, but I'm going to totally tie one.
There you go.
I mean, awesome. I've probably been holding on to this whole idea for since the late 80s, early 90s.
What?
And I've had one, off and on since I lived here, and I'd throw it every once in a while, but and then it seemed like the fish got more finicky and loosened up, and I was like, well, I got to try something that the people ain't seeing or throwing. And I'm like, so I just I remembered, hey, I remember this guy told me about this deal. So I tied one on and threw it out there and like ended up catching a 5-pound redfish the second cast. I'm like, yeah, now I remember. So it was a good deal.
But that's with a lot of fishermen though. We go to what we know is going to catch fish.
Yeah.
Right. And what we're comfortable with, and what we're like, okay, this is the tried and true because that's all we're used to, and that's all we fish. When you step outside of that comfort zone, you know what I mean, and start experimenting a little, that's when you start going, okay, now I'm on to something.
But lures are like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're throwing live bait, it's whatever. You have like four different baits you could actually throw with live bait. They're going to work.
Right.
Shrimp, mullet, croaker,
yeah,
the pinfish. But when you got lures and you got, like me, if you got like 18 boxes of lures at the house, you're like, what am I going to throw today? Well, I know this works. I had a kayak guy come by me the other night. And he was throwing a baby 1- and jacking them up.
Cool.
I have a few of those.
Yeah.
And those work really good.
Kind of tough to find right now, I hear.
They might be.
The -1s. Yeah.
Yeah. I have like 6 of them. So
you were trying to find them at the turn, or when we were up there at the
at Emerald Coast.
No, it was up. He was looking for them when we were up at Outcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Outcast.
Because if I can find a few, I'll buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the charter, the guy that I took out the other day, he was like, they were from Nebraska, and he's like, there's a store up there, and they have gulps up there, like gulp shrimp. And I'm like, why do they have gulp shrimp in the middle of Nebraska?
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know, but the guy gets them, and then he ends up having a sale, and he sells them for like $1 a bag. I'm like, well, if you come across $1 a bag, buy me $100 worth, and I'll send you the money.
Yeah.
So, it's, I guess that was my tip for the day. So it worked
there you
out.
Go.
You just got another question from Chip. A Super Spook Junior or the big Super Spook?
Any one. To be honest, I use the smaller ones because these are like, this is like a baby mullet, a fingerling mullet.
Yep, finger mullet. Yep.
And that's why I use this size. Now, if you're fishing in a little bit deeper water, or you have a place that has a ton of fish, you might go a little longer, maybe a 3-hook rig, and just take the back hook off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figure if you have a 3-hook rig, you're definitely going to catch 2 at a time because you got 2 hooks in the front, 1 in the back. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
I would just go with, I wouldn't go, 8 inches or whatever, but
yeah,
these work for, great for shallow water fish, to be honest.
Yeah, I would think, what is that, the 4 3/4 or whatever it is, about that size.
I'm trying to remember the name of this company. This is like a matrix topwater bait. That's what this is. But I've used skitter walks. I've used Zara spooks doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
In like a 5-inch Zara spook, I've used those, and they all kind of work really good. So, yeah, I mean, I've got a skitter walk that don't even have any paint left on it from throwing this. And it's just, I'm like, I got to retire. I had to retire it. It's like clear plastic almost.
Nice.
I'm like, yeah, I gotta get a new one.
Well, Cheyenne said the Academy was having an awesome sale the other day on a lot of lures. So she said she didn't know if you happen to know about that or see them up there, but there was one spot for you if you were looking.
Yeah.
Cool.
All nice. Right. Yeah, especially for those minor. Usually Academy has a better selection. Yeah. Academy and Dick's. Yeah. Of the freshwater stuff.
Academy has
Academy.
Yes,
Dick's, no?
Academy, yes. Dick's, no, I don't know.
No.
I mean, they have some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's you gotta go sort through it.
Mm.
Since they did their gun ban, I'm not too happy with them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah,
that's true.
But
America.
Yeah. You knew there'd be somebody.
What? I'm missing.
Oh, so Vernon just posted, and Vernon, I'm gonna apologize, but I think it's shipwreck lures, I think is what it is. But Vernon says send him your old lures and he'll repaint them for you.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
If you haven't checked out his site, or if you don't follow him on Facebook, he does some awesome airbrushing on lures. He does some big bass stuff. He does.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
he does a lot of great work. And I think it's Shipwreck Lures is what the
I will look them up.
company is.
I will definitely
Well,
look them up.
Brennan,
But,
drop the link if you wouldn't mind, please, so that way we can come back to it wherever you're
Yeah.
watching, and we'll make sure we post it up somehow, some way in the next report.
The water temperature right now, well, yesterday the water temperature was back to 62 degrees.
Oh.
Saw that coming.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of tournaments going on coming up. I have my club tournament on the 26th in East Bay. The Power Pole Go Live event will be in the entire Gulf Coast of Florida, the 26th and 27th. If you never seen any of that, they go live with all their catches and weighs, and then they have to show them actually releasing the fish, so there's no weigh in per se.
right.
It's kind of a neat concept, but then I'm not too sure about the whole deal because you're fishing against people from all the way from South Florida all the way up to here, and there's people that are booked. They're signed up for Saturday and Sunday. Some guys are just signed up for Saturday. I don't know. It's just kind
Weird.
of different.
It's an interesting format.
Yeah. Anytime you go live and you're like, man, I hope I get a signal.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Kind of
Exactly.
Especially, I mean, I think they tried that in Louisiana, and it doesn't work too well there because you can't get a signal.
Is this their first one they're doing it? The first year?
No, I don't think so. They did them last year, and I think they did them the year before. But it's the first time that I've heard them being around here. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's going to be a few of them, fishing the same spots that I'm going to be fishing that Saturday. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. I may, yeah.
But thanks for the weather. Thanks for the weather update. Telling me that how bad it's going to suck next week because I am almost booked out. So.
Oh, you and me both, brother. And at least you can run and get out of the wind.
Yeah.
I got to find some place to take people surf fishing that we're not going to get affected by the wind.
True.
You might have to borrow the clam. I might have to bring that over. That thing stops the wind all the time. You can hide in that thing.
Luckily, I'm not booked for Wednesday, big rain event day. So
yeah.
I'm not booked Wednesday, but I'm booked every other day next week. So it's going to be
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Nice guys.
I think I'll be fishing the backside of the Pensacola Pass area. Probably is where we'll be to get out of that south wind.
Yeah.
The good thing about that is there's lots of species we can catch. So
yes, there are.
We'll have fun. Well, Bill, awesome report, man. We appreciate it.
All righty.
As always, folks want to get in touch with you. How do they find you?
It's e6ifa.net, or you can call me at 850-585-6806.
Perfect. And I'm looking forward. I know Chip's going to get out tomorrow. He said, report coming tomorrow where hopefully we'll see some hashtag the Bill Rig photos we'll be able to share. So that's going to be awesome.
Awesome. I like it when I can leave my touch on stuff.
There you go. Awesome, buddy. Well, we appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.
Yes, sir. Peace
Later,
out.
Bill. Always good talking with those guys.
Chip, if that was a question to me, there is a good chance I'll text you after we get off to see what's going on. I'll have an answer for you here in a little bit.
Nice.
I wouldn't be sad to go up to Jacksonville tomorrow. It's only
that would suck. Maybe you have to go up there and fish with Chip and everybody.
No.
Darn.
And then I have to go to the garage and then hang out there and
go live from there. That is awesome. All right, man. Let's see if my computer's going to work today.
The scroll.
I was trying. Hey, Rob Foster, if you're still on and watching, can you send me those photos that you sent via Messenger?
You can open them from your Messenger.
They sent them to me and
did he? He texted us.
Texted us. Those because those are nice. And I went to Brian Curlet's page and
Brian's got the video.
He didn't have anything there.
Well, he's got the video.
He's just got the video up. Before we get into the scroll, I want to mention, and thanks Blaine for jumping on there. The 2022 Spring Pompano Showdown, mini showdown this weekend, or it's happening actually right after we announce this.
Yep, it's live as of this.
Live as of this will be the fish to catch is a 17-inch to the fork Pompano. The first one that videos the measurement while saying stay frisky will win 10 frisky fin rigs and 4 packages of fish bites.
Yep.
That is the mini showdown tournament because someone won it last weekend with over 13-inch whiting?
I think it was I think he got it right at the nose, 13 or 14. But yeah, it was a nice whiting. I mean, hey, this is a good weekend for it. The Pompano just started that run. Yeah, we had a little bit of nastiness today, but you guys, tomorrow is going to be okay. It's not going to be that bad. Just keep in mind, and I'm saying this because I saw it in Panhandle Surf Fishing, and I'm going to say what I said in my article I wrote a while ago. Look, it's spring break. The beaches are going to have people, and you're going to have swimmers. You need to just be calm and patient. A lot of people are going to be, doing that one. Hey, we can coexist on the beach, okay? I get it. They're coming in from out of town, but still, be cognizant. Just do your thing. All will be well. It doesn't need to be a problem. And if they make it a problem, remember, you have the law on your side. According to Florida law, no one is allowed to mess with you at the high tide line. If there is a problem, you are welcome to call the police. You're welcome to call FWC to get your own coverage on that one. It's not spending the night and the weekend in jail when the fishing is so good.
Yeah. That's awesome, Rob. I got him. Yeah, get there early. Try to walk away from
you weren't.
Rob said he wasn't there with him.
Oh, I thought you'd been on a road trip there. I was like,
all right, so I'm gonna bring those, since Brian and I are talking about it, I'm gonna bring those photos up because this is a monster black drum.
That was a hell of a catch.
Caught in South Carolina.
Yeah, he was on the pier. I don't remember which one. Look at
that beast. I mean,
Brian is not a tiny guy. He is a tall dude.
That is, I mean, look at that thing on the ground. That's probably a 36-inch net, pier net.
Mm-hmm. And he said something along the lines of 60 pounds.
Look at that. That thing is a monster.
That's a catch in a lifetime right there. Congratulations, Brian. That was once in a lifetime. Brian.
To all you guys, I mean, whoever, helped out, that was a late night there. All right, I'm going to go back here. Let's see if it'll bring me up. There we go. While I'm still sharing, we'll go to my saved. All right, so as we mentioned earlier, the pier has been on fire. We got Blackfin still hanging around Okaloosa Pier. This was on the 14th.
Yep.
There, let's see. This was the 15th. Bonita, we're going crazy, and squid from the pier, which is awesome.
I'm going to eat a bonita when I catch one.
Dude, it is not. So I went out with a buddy of mine, and we caught a bunch of them. We bled them out right away, brought it home. It was delicious. I liked it. Right. Everyone says, again, trash fish, but like I tell my clients, if I haven't tried it personally, I can't tell you it's not a good fish. And so I ate it. It was good. The hard heads, the hard tails, they're all good, depending on how you fix it.
Chip just texted me. Brian's going back out tomorrow.
Is he really?
Don't blame him one bit.
Something like that, man. You are hooked. Okay, so that was the pier both days. Pompano felt good. This is Mr. Eric Dunn getting out there.
Look at that pretty star.
He didn't put a measurement on there, but that is a monster Pompano right there.
I'm guessing 17 to 18. I thought he did. I thought he had one where he was holding it up. I thought it was 18. Might have been on a different page.
Gorgeous day out there yesterday. But did he put it on there? Let me see if he put it on the description. No, it's just the pictures. Maybe in another post. Got out there. What's next? Yep, bites picking up. This is our buddy Blake Hunter out at Real 30A. He'll be on the show next week. surf contributor. He's been on them for like the last 10 days over there in Panama City. Another nice big ugly there. And Pompano just coming in.
Yep.
That's what we're rating. A nice redfish.
That was a big one. Pomp and whiting.
Looks like pomp and whiting. Yeah.
I love that double up.
Double Pompano, more Pompano. He said the last 10 days they just been on them over there. Panama City was getting them early this year.
So sick of seeing Pompano, said no one.
This guy, this is what I was bringing up.
Oh, okay.
A rare golden black drum. It almost looks like redfish colors. Like it's a straight up black drum. It says it spends its time, out in the deeper waters off the coast and then comes in to spawn just like they all do.
Yeah.
I think it said when they munch on nothing but crabs is how they get like this.
Oh, okay. So that's their pigment. Like when redfish are eating tons of shrimp, they get the blue paint too.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I thought, I want rare once in a lifetime catch there. And then our buddy old Beach Buzz here, Matt Baker, out yesterday catching some nice pompanos. They also there's Braden with a nice pompano. Oh, that wasn't from the other day. That one's from yesterday. And they also got a redfish or a black drum yesterday too.
Black and a Spanish.
Black and a small Spanish, yeah. So everything's heating up, man. Offshore, inshore, everything. There we go.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I see Brad's still watching. Brad, do you guys use crap, I forgot this fish now. That's gonna come to me. Never mind. It'll come to me in a minute. Because we catch a shit ton of them the other day. Sand perch for bait. Are they worth a darn for bait? Maybe. If he's listening. If you're listening, that's great. If not, you can message me. I'll ask him later. I see him back there in the green room, so he's like staring at his phone.
Yeah. That happens.
All right, Demo, you ready? Add to the screen. Here we go. Yes, great bait. Good. I'll start keeping them then. Thank you.
All right.
I'm just getting into the offshore stuff. Inshore, I'm pretty good at. Offshore, I'm trying to learn. Oh, I see you're bringing this one up. I did not know what to think of that picture until I clicked on it.
I had to stop and look at it. I'm like, what is that? Why is the fish in the air? Is it in the air?
I thought, was it a flag? Is it a silhouette? That is a monster king coming up out of the water.
Getting it. Just getting after it. Little tunas getting after it there, but Half Hitch doing their midweek report earlier today. Yeah. So they caught some going on with Panama City Pier catching there. So the tuna are moving over there to Panama City. Go get them.
That's a great photo, by the way. That is like perfect timing.
Alabama side, they are catching them too. Good looking fish. Get some nice palm tees here. Never a bad day. Never a bad day. I love this program, and it's something I wanted to bring up real quick. Sorry about my Vet TV popping up there. Kids Can Fish. It's a great group. As you can see, they got a lot of stuff there, but there's a lot of cool things going on. This young one, man, look at that. I mean, on a ray. Now, a lot of people complain about rays, but look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But this program is really cool. If it's something you haven't taken a look at yet, I do recommend it. Also with the Catch a Florida Memory, if you're over here in Florida, 2 great programs to really get your head wrapped around there. Brock, our good buddy, went out, had some fun there. Got themselves on. What? Do
you show the picture of his red snapper?
I think that I don't know if it's in this one. It might be.
Is it in there?
I wanted to go. Is that Photoshop?
Yeah. I hope it's in this.
I can't remember if it is. Big AJ. Nice red. What in the? I should have looked at this. Is that a moray? I don't even know what that is.
What is that?
No, what Brock's? Oh, Brock. Eels. I'm not sure. They had a nasty bite.
I can't see it in the picture as well.
That
was almost a nice red snapper. That happens.
A little bit of sharky poo there going on.
Taxman got his.
Yep. All right. Sorry, Brian. going into your personal pictures there. Half Hitch reporting something coming up here, Big Game Fishing Club. So if you want to do the offshore side, May 12th to 15th, they're going after the big one. So if it's something you want to get into, I mean, it's just a little bit of money into the old buy-in. That's a lot of service calls. But the payoff is always there.
I think we need a bigger boat.
Yeah. The triggers, always good.
Yeah.
Still fun to catch. Still available, so you get your one and call it good there. Brock, that was the sheep.
This is the one I thought you were talking about Brock earlier.
Yeah, it was, but
okay.
Oh, come on.
That's all right, buddy.
I think that's big.
Now you feel my pain.
Look at this.
That is unbelievable.
I mean, it makes me. I mean, I was looking at his hands. I know. I mean, I'm like, Brock, did you do the whole lot? And then I saw the shadow, and I'm like, damn, that's a big fish.
It's like my Amberjack photo that my wife swears is photoshopped. She calls it the Photoshop fish, and I'm like, no, I seriously caught that. And she's like, it's photoshopped. I'm like, good God, woman, come on.
It's funny with this one. Nice goldfish. That was the first thing I thought. I'm like, somebody lose their goldfish in the ocean? What? And of course, it's not a good day unless. What you looking at? It's right.
What's he got, a flounder?
Got a flounder.
Nice.
What a jerk. No, he didn't go for the Pompano this time. He straight stole a friggin' flatty. Said that is nice. You don't get it. So
that is awesome.
Oh man, I was loving it. I was like, okay, damn birds still showing us how it is. Yes, he was long arming it for sure. But every time when I saw it, I was like, it just looked like he was holding it effortlessly. But it was a beautiful catch. Great job, Brock. As always, you're rocking it out like you always do.
Yeah, that was an awesome catch. He'd been tearing it up lately too, hitting the sheephead, and then when I could have swore he was in a kayak off Navarre Pier based on he sent us a text message. He's like, is anybody you guys anybody out here surf fishing? And then I see him offshore in a boat, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, I had to hit the picture. I'm like, where the hell
man's all over the place. Although now we know where his spot was based on what he would see. So
should have blurred out the building.
That's right. Should have blurred it out. That is awesome.
Oh man.
Great report. Great scroll. We've heard folks say that's their favorite part is when we go through and look at some of the photos. So if you are watching, tag us at #Panhandle Fishing Report, and we will bring up your photos, and then we'll show your photos on here as we do our scroll at the end. We tag us on Instagram or Facebook, either or. We can pull them up. We can pull up the photos. And don't forget, Mr. Tony Fagioni, what is up, buddy? Don't forget to hashtag the Bill Rig if you use that so we can pull up those photos. We definitely want to see what you're catching on that. Because I think Chip's right. I think that would work great for flounder. I think it's going to work, as Bill said, for trout. I'm too ugly to be shown in photos, says Tony. Nah, man. Hashtag them. We'll get them up here. We'll put you out here. We've seen all your videos.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of a big deal on YouTube. I mean, it's just me.
I was meeting some folks at the beach. They wanted to throw some over the bar rods, and Tony and Phil, I think, were out there fishing.
Wow.
And they're packing up as I'm pulling in, and I stop and I talk to Tony, this and that, and then I talk to Phil, and then I go talk to the folks that I'm there to meet. And they come up and they're like, "Was that Tony Fagioni? Was that the fish gum guy?" And I'm like, "Yes, that was Tony, the fish gum guy." And she's like, looks at the other person that they were with, and she's like, I told you it was Tony. I'm like, Tony, you're famous, man.
And it's funny,
famous, buddy.
Again, I bumped into Tony at Walmart when I first moved here. I was like, "You?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, cool." But Tony is so tall; he is hard to miss. Like people are like, "Oh, you wouldn't think or anything," because YouTube, you can never tell. Yeah, first time I met Tony, I was like, "Damn, you are all right." If I got to look up, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So I don't know how he hides.
I'm just a normal dude. Yeah, aren't we all?
We all are.
But it's funny when folks come up to you and they recognize you from your videos and things like that. And they're like, "Hey, thanks for doing what you do." So Anyway, that's the cool part. All right, man. So next week we're going to have one of our other new offshore guys, Captain Mark Hotze from 30A Light Tackle will be on with us. We'll have Blake Hunter from Real 30A will be on with us, as well as Captain Justin from Flat Spots Charters out in Panama City. He'll be back with us. He's been tearing up the redfish lately over there, so be good to have those guys. It's gonna be an all like East Coast group. 30A out in that area, and I gotta come up with a special name for that show. Figure out what we're gonna call it. I did not this week though. I did not share out to all the other platforms or all the other groups like we normally do this week. I gave it a break, so hopefully everybody tuned in. Seems like we've had a good audience tonight, so that's good. Continue to share out to folks. Again, don't forget to hashtag us and tag the report so we can bring your photos on. And East Coast edition, we can call it the East Coast edition. But then I would think that would be more like East Coast, like
I would think Atlantic.
Chip and Mark and those guys out there. So, but yeah, maybe Panhandle East Coast edition, something like that. And you're going to be next week. You'll be at the walk around, right? They're doing the pre-party next weekend.
Yeah, but I'll find a way.
Friday night.
I'll either be sitting there in the parking lot with Abby in the car doing it live, or I'll be on. I'll make sure I'm here.
Nice. And then good luck. Friday. Good luck on Saturday for the tournament out there. So
thanks. Try to bring a trophy home for the old Panhandle.
There you go. And meanwhile, we'll be catching Pompano here for you, and then we'll have to link up when you get back.
Absolutely. Well,
awesome.
Thanks so much, everybody. It's been great having you here. We've had a lot of great viewers, a lot of great questions. Always fun seeing y'all on Friday nights. Definitely one of the highlights of the way to start the weekend, in my opinion. Heard some good stuff. You got the weather. You got the plan. Now, go out there and fish. Go get some.
There you go.
Thanks, Bill.
Get out there and do great things, right?
All right.
All right, folks. Here comes the outro. We'll see you next week. Later.